This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points, and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy. We're back at it again, episode 151. We have enough episodes of this show for the original Pokemon. You know, the original Pokemon that came out and shit like that. So that's really cool. We're finally there. What have I been up to? I got a new computer monitor, so like the one I've been using had like a big line through it from damage and just moving damage and you know that kind of bullshit, you know? And so I finally decided to upgrade to a new one. So the one I had, it was 27 inches. It went up to like maybe, you know, I was getting like 75 hertz. 1440p, 27 inches, and the new one is 32 inches, same picture, 1440p, and then 165 hertz. So apparently, I've been told, or
I was
told that a higher frame rate is a better option for it's like a better option for like first-person shooters. And, you know, I play Fortnite, which is technically a third-person shooter. And, yeah, so apparently it's supposed to help me be better at video games. No, we're going to have to see there how much better it is at video games. But I don't even know if you need necessarily like a high refresh rate for like video editing, because I also need to make sure I had something good for like video editing, and then like for music production you could use this. I've seen people use CRTs. I think it's one guy, and I think it's for like I think it's by his like keyboard for like the memes and shit like that. But yeah, no, no. And I gotta say though, the last one I had was 27 inches, and the current one is 32 inches, and yeah, 5 inches is actually, you know, contrary to popular belief, 5 inches is actually a lot. So,
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
But yeah, no. So that's been fun. I've been getting to try to figure that out. This one only has like one HDMI port, and like sometimes like those HDMI splitters don't work, or at least the cheap ones you get at Walmart. If anyone knows of like a good one to get that's, like a cheap, like that's not like in like $500, that's like it can switch, HDMI ports, I don't know. Whatever you need. But no, it's been cool. I've only tried Fortnite on it, and then work this weekend, whatever work I had to do. Forgot to take my meds Friday. I don't know why. Dude, I don't know what's going on with me and my meds. So I forgot to take my meds Friday. I think it was just an accident. It happens. And Saturday I woke up like, why do I feel like shit? And so and also didn't help. I ate Subway 2 days in a row, and you think Subway's the healthier option, but like McDonald's doesn't give me diarrhea, Wendy's doesn't give me diarrhea, Burger King doesn't give me diarrhea, but Subway does. Like, why is everything good in life come with consequences? It is kind of the struggle we go through today, and my playback, the screen I use for playback is the old monitor, and it looks way better. But it's also just to like make sure things are still recording. So that's cool.
Can anybody tell me what can I do with these ladybugs?
But yeah, no. Other than that, what else have I been doing this week? What did I do this week? I didn't do a lot. I got the show done, or I finished like the prep for the show Friday, and then I record Sundays, and it was just like my mind. I'm like, you're gonna be, how you didn't take your meds today, you're gonna suffer tomorrow. Yeah. It's been, I guess it's been like a slow week. I guess I'm okay with that. I think next week is Thanksgiving, so we got to do a Thanksgiving episode. Then we start the Christmas season. We got a lot going on, dude. We getting I think I got episodes. I got to record them all, but I think I got episodes for the rest of the year kind of planned out, or at least middle sections at least. So that's gonna be cool. Christmas season. I'm excited for the Christmas season. This is like the first Thanksgiving that I don't have to like. There's nothing like out of my way I have to do. It's always, I don't know. It's always been. I think it's been, I guess, since I graduated high school. Well, even then, because I think I had to travel somewhere for some dumb fucking reason. But yeah, no, it's like this might be the easiest Thanksgiving I have. Not even this week. It'll be next week when we do it. I don't have to like pre-record an episode. Keep something like basically have to make 2 episodes in 1 week. And you think like, oh, like sitting down recording, it's not the hard part. The actually having stuff to talk about is the hard part. But no, I think I'm just going to like a local family members, and I even asked like, do I need to bring any food or anything? And they're like, no. They're like, they got it covered. I have to do. I'm the one in charge of Christmas, but like, 'tis the fucking season to be jolly. We have it. Your guys are gonna be hearing a lot of this next week, and
Why weren't you at elf practice?
And so, yeah. Anyways, though, I guess this is like the last week of not holidays. That's why I think Thanksgiving has to count in the holidays. We just call it the holidays. Like, we have to count Thanksgiving, and we're also not gonna like use it as like, well, it used to be a celebration of white people invading this land, apparently. Now I'm just like, hey, why don't we just all be? Why don't like Thanksgiving's when we start? Let's just do 1 month a year, everyone. We just have to be nice to people. Just 1 month a year. I do think people like. I'm not saying Christmas has to be your favorite holiday, but if you don't like Christmas, though, like that's a red flag. Okay, it's like it doesn't have to be your favorite. It's just you can't be like, I hate Christmas. Bah humbug. People who are just like enjoy working and shit on Christmas. So, yeah. Okay, well, yeah. I've been watching Loki, and, this season, we're going to talk about the season 2, coming up here, coming up very soon. But, I'm starting to think that maybe the timeline that we are currently living on is, in fact, a branched timeline. And some of you are thinking, that makes sense, but what was the event that caused us to branch on this timeline? I think I figured it out. I think that the police, or not the shitty one, the good ones, the band. I think that Sting of the Police was never meant to be a musician or a bass player or something like that. I think that in the sacred timeline, Sting is just a serial killer in a soccer. Like a serial killer. He doesn't kill like serial characters. He doesn't kill fucking Count Chocula. He kills multiple people. He's supposed to kill multiple people. He's supposed to stop people. But the Sting we have decided to go against that. So now we are currently on an alternate timeline where Sting never became a serial killer. And that is the timeline that we are currently on, folks. In case you were wanting to know, like, where did it all go wrong? Most of us are thinking 2016, Gorilla dies. It's for some reason, all of us under, like, 40 right now, I think currently, or maybe we'll give it to 45. So, like, everyone under 45, just, like, for some reason, we all can kind of mutually agree that the death of Harambe sent us into an alternate timeline. So maybe, if I'm thinking about this right, maybe we were already on a branched timeline where Sting became a musician instead of a serial killer, okay? So we're already on this branched timeline. And then the timeline branches yet again when Harambe died. And so now we're on a branched timeline of a branched timeline. And we're so far deep into this, I don't even think I know where it begins and where it ends, Because life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. All right. But yeah, no. Check out my music under Schweezy. I still have plans. We're gonna make some cool stuff. We have some stuff coming along. So make sure you're checking out that cool stuff under Schweezy. My social media is at TheSchweezy. Anywhere you get social media, and especially go check out our TikTok. The views, I don't know. I've almost been. I think they like silently blocked my account because I'm just like looking at the videos. Unless it's like something wrong with like the online scheduling of like the TikToks. I don't know, but I could really use your help over on TikTok, but because like they're kind of wringing me dry.
Here's something to think about.
So check that out. We also have a Cash App and we also have PayPal. Those are great ways to financially support us and say thank you for being a friend. Just the best way possible. What being a good little noodle is, and being a good little noodle, you're required to check that out as well. But don't forget all the free shit you can do. If you're listening to the show on an audio platform right now, make sure you go check out our YouTube page, because our YouTube page is having all of the highlights. It has all we post shorts. Everyone has a different name. They're shorts on YouTube, not reels. I think the playlist is called Reels. And so definitely go check. We have that. We have highlights. We have the full episode. So if you just want to put on my face instead of putting on the audio, it's really cool. We're trying to get into YouTube's partner program. And I think the audio is great, but, tell your friends to watch us on YouTube. It's definitely a concern we really need. But there's also other free shit you can do. You can, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button on the videos, Make sure you're checking that out. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're leaving us comments. And if you're listening on an audio place, just leave us a review or give us a star rating, I believe is what they say. So, yeah.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
Okay, let's jump into previous week right now. What is previous week right now? You may be asking, well, we're just going over what happened last week. Show comes out on a Wednesday, and you guys are like, I wonder what happened last week. And now you get to know. So it's already happened for me, but for you may not have known of all these interesting news articles that you probably missed. So, as our friend would say,
Let's just jump into it.
This is from Lad Bible or LAD Bible. I've never known which one is right. This is one you've all sent me this one, so we're talking about it so you guys can shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Influencer responds to people saying she will regret tattoo a boyfriend's name on her forehead. And I'm just saying that if you're listening to the show, you may need to go check out the video real quick to see just what this chick looks like. The picture's up while I'm reading the article. An influencer has decided to get her boyfriend's name tattooed across her forehead. Anna Stanskov. Okay, we're gonna get it. Anna Stanskovsky. There we go. Stanskovsky posted a video of her getting the stencil of Kevin drawn on the upper part of her face. She then sits down in a chair to get the design inked. In the clip posted on her Instagram page, she squirmed and frowned as the needle was apparently digging into her forehead. While it might have been a painful experience, she was shocked when it was all finished. She couldn't wipe the smile off her face when she looked in the mirror. People in the comment sections could not believe it. One viewer wrote, "He'll love it. Your next boyfriend will hate it, though." Another added, "That's literally the stupidest shit I've ever seen." A third said, "As a tattoo artist, I never do this to another human being. There were plenty of people saying she would absolutely regret this in the future, even if she stays with Kevin for the rest of her life." However, Anna, who gives a shit, has responded to the backlash and told everyone that it's none of their business what she does. "Everyone was saying to me, I will regret that, and every time I'm looking in the mirror, I'm just like, I'm in love," she said in a new video. "I'm in love with the tattoo, and I'm in love with my boyfriend, and I think if you really love someone, you just got to show it. You just got to prove it. So I think if your girlfriend doesn't want to tattoo your name on her face, you just need to find yourself a new girlfriend, because I don't think she loves you. This is the way you show your love." She addressed the idea of what will happen if her and Kevin break up one day, but she just said that this is how she's expressing her feelings. "I'm loving it," she said. "I'm loving it. I'm definitely not going to regret that. How can I regret this? It's beautiful." There have been a lot of people saying the video of her getting inked is fake and are pointing at the tattoo gun appearing to not be legitimate. Anna posted a clip to her social media pages insisting that the tattoo is very much real and it has healed enough that she doesn't need cling film over the top anymore. We had a lot to hear.
That's rough, buddy.
Okay, so, yeah. You guys can stop sending me content of hers now. You can stop. I'm aware of it. And yes, that is content I would enjoy. So like, you weren't wrong in sending it. People were like, please stop sending in the shit. And it's like, yes, I could use some other shit to see, but also like, you also kind of know what content I'm into. Just stop telling me I look like fucking Phil from. I'm so fucking tired of hearing people. You're Phil from Hercules. I'm like, okay. I get some of the others, like the ginger from Megamind, who's a hero. I can kind of see it a little bit. I get Jonah Hill. I'm like, but just that is the one. Phil from Hercules is the one. I'm like, I don't know. But anyways, though, and then I could see one of you assholes being a devil advocate on here and just coming on to me and saying. It's like, well, you don't love it. You probably will never find someone you love enough to tattoo on your face. I'm like, I feel like I'm not going to get anyone's name tattooed on my face. And so if I'm dating a bitch and she says, it's like, why don't you get my name tattooed on your face to prove that you love me? I'm like, well, first of all, I refuse to get anyone's name on my face. So, and so then we can, I don't know, maybe that proves that it's not you, it's me, or some shit like that. I don't know, though. Like, I don't like face tattoos. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, even if, like, who would, I don't know. It just doesn't look, I even, like, am kind of, like, on neck tattoos as well. The chest piece women, that's the new tramp stamp. We all know the the chest piece. Like, that girl, if that girl sucks, is terrible at sucking dick, like, she has to, I think you need to, like, she has to get it removed. Like, the chest tattoo is just God's way of telling you that, like, you're going to be really good at sucking dick. And you know what? Hit me up, you know? I don't have anything against girls with chests. That I'm just saying that if you're not going to suck, like, I demand that you suck my wiener. But yeah, no. So, and I don't like tattoos. I don't like, obviously, I don't like anything on the face, not even really much on the neck either, but some guys pull off the neck stuff. I don't like words. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of tattooed words. I don't know. I'm more of a fan of, like, I like tattoos that are pictures, you know, and I like it to be a little more on the cartoon side. You know, I enjoy playing video games that are a little more cartoony versus, like, games that just, like, almost look too realistic, you know? It's like I'm playing video games to do it, and it's like, it has to be, like, perfect for, like a real person to be tattooed on your body, or else it just looks like God gave up on the world. So, yeah, definitely do that. And and I think the last thing I'm going to say about this, like, I met a lot of Kevins in my life. One of my favorite artists, his name is Kevin Garrett. He's great. But I don't know, like, when you think about guys named Kevin, you know, because I really think you grow into your name for some reason, you know, because my real name's Sam, and everyone has a little brother who's in special ed named Sam, so I've grown into mine. I don't know, I've never met a Kevin that's just like, man, that guy, any girl would be lucky to have Kevin, you know? I've never met a Kevin. Like, that sentence probably never was like, Kevin is, every girl dreams of being with Kevin. So, yeah, this chick's on drugs, like, and she's going through something, and I don't think this relationship's working too very well either. You know, sometimes relationships aren't working very well, and, you know, sometimes we're stuck in the middle of it, and you know what? Life happens, and so now I guess we can move on. All right, next one is from comingsoon.net, a very much something I've wanted in my entire life. Definitely something, I think we talked about it not that long ago on the show, I remember. From comingsoon.net, live action The Legend of Zelda movie announced by Nintendo. After the success of Illumination's The Super Mario Bros. Movie this year, Nintendo has revealed a live-action The Legend of Zelda movie is on the way. In a press release from Nintendo, it was announced that development will begin on a live-action The Legend of Zelda movie. It will be directed by Wes Ball, who is best known for his work directing The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, and Maze Runner: The Death Cure. The untitled Legend of Zelda film will be produced by series co-creator and representative director and fellow Nintendo Shigeru Miyamoto, as well as chairman of Arad Productions Inc., Avi Arad. Wasn't he at Marvel? It will be co-financed by Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment, Inc., with the press release noting that Nintendo is financing over 50% while Sony is handling the movie's worldwide theatrical distribution. The release ends with the following statement. By getting deeply involved in the movie production with the aim to put smiles on everyone's faces through entertainment, Nintendo will continue its efforts to produce unique entertainment and deliver it to as many people as possible. The latest The Legend of Zelda game to release was The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which debuted on the Nintendo Switch line of consoles on May 12, 2023. It served as a sequel to 2017's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which took the iconic Nintendo franchise towards a more open world direction. So yeah, dude, I'm utterly excited. And I'm like a fairly new Zelda fan. Like my first Zelda game, what Zelda games have I played? I've played, I started the SNES one. I've beat Breath of the Wild. I think Tears of the Kingdom. I think I just have to defeat Ganon, but like I've done all the shrines and shit. I think I'm just like not wanting to end the game, you know? I also haven't picked it up in a minute, so I might get back into it. I think it's just I finished all like the adventure, like exploring stuff, you know? Like finding all the I think I still have a couple I'm doing so. Yeah, live action, very interesting. A lot of like interesting stuff going on here. No casting, obviously. This is like I think they just approved, you know, they had the official announcement they're making it. So, and I like the Maze Runner movies, except they're like, No, actually, no, never mind. I like the Maze Runner movies. I thought they were well made and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Hopefully it's like not the same style. I assume it'll look different. It's going to look like a Zelda game. It's not going to be an animation, which I'm not necessarily angry against. However, I don't think it's going to be that, are we going to get that crossover? Like, everyone's thinking about, like, we need to make a Super Smash Brothers crossover, movie where we bring all the characters in. I'm like, I don't know. Are we in? Do video games have to be an entire cinematic universe? I don't know. Which is also kind of weird because, like, everything's in a different world, and if you consider it like planets, I guess that works. But, Hyrule just seems like one part of a vast, huge world. So, yeah, I mean, I'm interested in that shit too. And I think the most interesting thing about this entire thing is Sony and Nintendo working together on it. So there's a lot of movie studios, and I think Sony is the biggest one to be like, we make movies, we're a record label, we make tech, and stuff like that, and like they make the PlayStation. PlayStation 5 currently, and so they're technically competitors, but in the movie market, they're not competitors. And at one point in time, Sony and Nintendo were going to work on a console together, and so I think they beefed over. Didn't I hear like they beefed over like whether to use CDs or cartridges, and then eventually CDs won, and Nintendo went to CDs, and now they're back to cartridges, mainly because I feel like aren't most of those Nintendo Switch cartridges kind of like SD cards for the most part? That's why I kind of think about it. It's just like an SD card with a game on it, something like similar to that. But no, I'm very interested. I am very excited for this movie. Hopefully, I don't know, because the thing that makes Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom so good is that it's open world, and so it's like you have quests, but you don't have to do them right now. You can kind of just look around if you want to. And I don't know if that's going to translate into a movie. Translates into a video game very well. But like as a movie, I don't know. I feel like they're going to have to do a very somewhat vanilla story of similar to like just like a plot of like a game, It's like Ganon or Ganondorf, I don't know, was up to some shit, and then Princess Zelda's in trouble. What if they made Zelda a girl in this movie? Do some gender swaps. But no, I think we're all ready for Danny DeVito to be Link. No, actually, Danny DeVito would be perfect. I think I don't know if this is very odd if like they add the Minish from like the Minish Cap. They just added like Danny DeVito played all of them. Chef's kiss. That'd be perfect. All right, we're on to our last article. We got here is from Screen Rant. Kevin Feige on reports of original MCU Avengers returning. Okay. Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige sets the record straight on the recent reports that original Avengers cast members are coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ever since the MCU Infinity Saga ended, the multiverse saga has been dealing with its ups and downs. The various movies and TV shows having different results with the MCU audience. Even though new Avenger characters have been introduced over the past few years, there has yet to be a proper team up with the next generation of heroes. As the multiverse saga goes forward, there have been questions about whether the original Avengers will have any involvement in upcoming MCU movies. During the recent premiere of The Marvels, Entertainment Tonight spoke with Feige and asked him to address the rumors about Marvel Studios supposedly looking to bring back fallen Avengers in the light of some of the shakeups with the franchise, as he said the following. We'll have to see, is that the answer? Fallen Avengers that are returning, is that the new rumor? I have literally not seen that. We did not discuss that after having the rumor explained to him. At the retreat is the truth. We are doing a project with Scarlet. I love Robert. He is a part of the family, but in terms of returning, we'll have to see. So, yes, last week we talked about the Variety article. Variety made a big article about what the fuck is going on with Marvel right now, and apparently someone leaked information about apparently what was discussed at the meeting. And one of the big ones, like, what are we going to do about Jonathan Majors? And they were like, maybe we'll switch to Doctor Doom. We don't know, but I think they're at this point, they're just waiting for like the trial to end and, you know, see public opinion and stuff like that. You know, it's like, he could be found like innocent, you know, but like it could be like an OJ situation where like he was found innocent and didn't go that cool for them. And, you know, it makes sense because like they've probably had meetings. I guarantee you, like the Avengers, like the original 6, you know, they're gonna come back. Like they're gonna have them come back. What I'm gonna say is though, it's probably gonna be in Secret Wars. Like that's when they bring back, because I feel like Secret Wars, and I don't know how they're gonna go about Secret Wars with this, but from what it sounds, I don't know what, because like they make 2 Avengers movies somewhat back to back, like part 1, part 2. The first part's the Kang Dynasty. The second part is going to be Secret Wars. And from what I hear, it's like, from what I heard, the rumors I heard is that Kang Dynasty is going to be Spider-Man, maybe She-Hulk, maybe regular Hulk, Captain America, Sam Wilson, you know, them forming a team together, and, you know, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, and stuff like that. So I feel like that's going to be that. And then Secret Wars is going to be almost, from what I thought I heard, it was almost going to be the MCU versus the Fox X-Men universe for something like something similar to that. So yeah, I feel like, you know, RDJ, like they're going to pay him. They want to make that like the biggest movie ever made. They're gonna put in the money. They're gonna put it down some money for some like actors, you know, some old actors. Like Hugh Jackman is apparently gonna be one of the leads in Secret Wars, and Tobey Maguire. Like I guarantee it's gonna be an expensive movie to make, and so yeah, I'm not worried. But I don't think they're gonna be like, let's just bring them back, see what happens. I can guarantee. I think I said last week what I think happened was, like, you know, sometimes you're in a meeting with people and we're throwing out ideas and someone threw out that idea and it was immediately dismissed and it was not discussed. But some asshole was like, I'm going to write this down and leak it to Variety. So, yeah. But yeah, so I'm happy they're not going to do that. And, you know, I think Robert Downey Jr. mentioned when he was on, like, the Joe Rogan Experience a couple years ago that he only really wants to come back if, like, there's a good enough reason to, like, I guess, like, the character arc of Tony Stark is done, so he doesn't want to, you know, it's going to be a very interesting thing. Like, I think they got Hugh Jackman back, and we all know he's going to be back for, like, 2 movies, so interesting stuff. I'm excited I'm happy that wasn't it. Like I said last week, I think we're going to talk, after this break, we're going to talk way more about Marvel stuff, but overall, I think they're having a bit of a rough patch, but I believe they're going to nail the ending, you know. They're going to nail the ending, okay?
That's rough, buddy.
FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with these scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start spending and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
So we have the Marvel Double feature today. So we got to talk just Loki season 2 and the finale, and then the Marvels both aired the same day. One on your home TV and the other in someone else's TV. A movie theaters probably. Loki season 2. I'm going to talk about that first, then we're going to talk about the Marvels. And then before we talk about the Marvels, I'll give everyone there will be a timestamp in the description, and I'll put one on screen too eventually, whenever that works out. But Loki season 2, definitely the best Marvel show. Definitely the best Marvel show that they're making, and probably I'm going to be real surprised if they ever outdo the Loki, it's always like the ones like the MCU shows that are clearly the ones like doing the best are the ones that are thinking outside the box. Whereas like WandaVision, like you didn't know what the fuck was going on, but you always thought somehow it's going to lead into Doctor Strange 2, and it did in the worst way possible. This show is just like, it's the multiverse, and at a point, like, the rules are all made up, whereas, like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, you kind of guess that, like, they're probably going to beat the villain, I feel like the two guys that helped defeat Thanos could probably defeat Carly Morgenthau, I don't know, this Flag Smashers, it's like, a lot of the stuff, it's just very, very... a lot of them are good, but like they're just like, I don't know. I think we just compare them to other Marvel movies. But Loki, the show, it is its own thing. So let's just. I'm gonna go over each individual episode in the show, and talk about it. And you're like, spoiler alerts, like. It's all, you can watch it at home. Like, if you can watch it at home on your home TV, I don't care, I don't have a Disney Plus subscription. I'm like, I don't know, man. Figure it out. Figure out how to get a free trial. So, no excuses. Okay. So we end from like season 1 ended, how it ended. Sylvie, Loki's variant that he's Loki's hot variant. I like to just call, instead of a Loki variant, just hot Loki. That's what Sylvie is, hot Loki. And then so basically Loki kills He Who Remains, aka a variant of Kang the Conqueror, as and stuff like that. And then she pushes our Loki, through a time door, and like the show ends with like B-15 and Mobius not knowing who Loki is, and so very interesting there. And then you see a statue of basically Kang at the TVA, and then eventually he time slips. So we learn that Loki is time traveling through the TVA, which they did not think was possible. So in that first episode, Loki has to like basically get pruned, and then once he's pruned, his temporal aura will be back to him. I don't know, something similar like that, and they make it. And then you find out Sylvie is just working at McDonald's now. McDonald's probably put in some money, and you were like, oh my god, that's the bag from Loki. Every time I go to McDonald's now. So yeah, she just now wants a normal life. So yeah, that's what happens and shit like that. And everyone's like figuring out, just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? So then we get to episode 2. Basically, Hunter X5, or who we call Brad, decided to hop on and have his own life, which, he just had to, he was like, I think I'm just going to have a life. And he became a famous movie star. It's not Brainiac, it's something similar to that. But, so yeah, they basically have to like capture him and to try and get information of where Sylvie is, because I guess they need Sylvie's help to save the time. Now I'm like, yeah, because the timeline's now dying, because basically what happened was He Who Remained kept the multiverse from going out of control. And so I guess there has to be someone. And yeah, that is one of the more confusing parts now I'm thinking about it, about the show, is like they had to save the multiverse. Someone has to overwatch the timeline, or else. And they said the first season, variants of He Who Remains, aka Kang the Conqueror, would come in and just start a multiversal war. But in the show, everyone just turned into spaghetti. So in my mind, it's supposed to be like, okay, Kang the Conqueror's coming in and just fucking shit up, and we got to stop Kang from fucking shit up. That's why I thought, and it wasn't like that at all. So they had to find Sylvie to get more information to help, or I guess they're trying to find information on Sylvie. I don't even know why they needed Sylvie. I think just to figure out, and then one of the generals named Dox prunes a bunch of timelines and just saves them a bit more time for going undone. So yeah, basically they had to get Brad from a timeline. It's actually a very fun, enjoyable to watch. Like listening to me explain it just sounds fucking dumb. So yeah, so they're like looking for Brad. They're trying to find out where Sylvie is and to, save the world, save the multiverse. And so that's how that ends. They have to put Dox in jail and stuff like that. That Dox storyline didn't really go very far. I think it was just an excuse to be like, we're going to prune a bunch of timelines. That way they have more time to figure it out or something like that. But then Casey finds Ravona's temp pad, and then, then they go into episode 3. Probably is going to be one of the most memorable episodes of this show, because like the whole thing is 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Like that's the whole setting of the show, and you don't necessarily get a ton of 1893 Chicago World's Fair in Marvel. It doesn't really come up much, and so basically, I guess what they're doing at this point is they have to find Victor Timely, who is a variant of He Who Remains, but not like an evil one. The one that basically what Ravonna did was she took the TVA guide handbook, gave it to a young Victor Timely. Victor Timely turns out to be Kang, even though Kang is also a variant from the 31st century. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. Like, I think me explaining it is just making this all sound worse. So I'm going to ruin the show for everyone. Basically, they need Victor. They need his temporal aura and anything else he can do to help save the timeline because he's making a time loom. Basically, the idea is that the timeline is like, you know, if you look at rope and like you see what rope is, it's also just a bunch of little ropes put together to make a big rope. Kind of what the timeline is, and the loom puts it all together and stuff like that. More about that. You know, basically they get Victor, and you know, you think like the whole time I'm watching the show, I'm just like, Victor, you know, obviously it's a Kang variant, like this dude's up to some shit, you know. And turns out I don't think he was up to any shit. I think he was just there to help save the multiverse before he turned evil, and that's what spared his life from Sylvie, who was going to kill any variant. And then, you know, it happens. So basically they get him, and episode 4 is like where it gets really, because like Sylvie like threw Renslayer at the end of time, but she had a temp pad. You know, stuff like that. The Ravonna, I will say this, I love this show, and I think Gugum Bathura, terrific Ravonna Renslayer, but I don't know how that story really didn't go, her story didn't really go super far. Basically, episode 4, it's just basically a civil war in the TVA, basically, and they're trying to see who's who, and eventually they figured out they can deactivate the magic suppressant in the TVA. You know, and you thought there was gonna be something like different, like, you know, in WandaVision they made the rule that if you make runes or whatever, only the person who made the runes can do the magic, and so you thought it was like all magic, and turns out it's like not that. So basically what happens is that everyone's having shit with each other, and everyone needs Victor, wants Victor timely, and so eventually what happens is they mind control Brad, and then Brad prunes Ravonna, and you don't hear from her the rest of the series until the very end. And then basically they're like, all right, Victor, go down the time loom and expand it or whatever. And he immediately walks out, turns to spaghetti. Then everyone turns to spaghetti, and that's how the episode ends. And waiting a whole week for that, you're like, what the fuck is going to go on now? Like, you don't know. It's like, oh, is the multiverse, is the world just gone? Like, is everything gone? And then, you know, you get into episode 5, and basically this episode was a very convenient way for them to go over, like, what was everyone's life before they were brought into the TVA. And so you like Mobius, or I think his name was like Don. And I don't think he said wow in the show, so I'm also upset about that. He was like a jet ski salesman, you know. Sylvie obviously just works at McDonald's. That's all she does. Brad, I think, was an actor, but he didn't come back. Casey, he was one of the prisoners who escaped Alcatraz. B-15, she was a doctor. And then OB, he was just like a science fiction author and professor and stuff like that. So like you get to see like where everyone's lives was, you know, before they were taken by the TVA. And you didn't get to know what was there. And yeah, that is still something else that you didn't get. Like, what was Sylvie's Nexus event that they're called Nexus events, right? That caused a branching timeline. They never explained that, but only in like, oh yeah, it was probably when Ravonna's memory was wiped, you know, by He Who Remains, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, you had that as well, and so that was kind of disappointing. You don't know like what, because like the only one you know what happened when Sylvie got like when she was arrested by the TVA. She was playing with toys. Like she was like, I'm gonna be a Valkyrie or whatever. So that was cool, you know. Didn't get to hear any of that, so that was cool. And then eventually that episode ends with Loki being able to control his time slipping, and which leads into episode 6. And now in episode 6, very Groundhog's Day, like, where like if they mess up, Loki is able to go back in time because he's now able to, he can now just travel throughout time at will, but he has to go through like his own temporal aura. A cool, interesting way to do that. Eventually, after millions of tries, probably, they eventually figured it out, but they figured out that the timelines that you can expand the loom, but timelines are going to just continue to branch. So you either have to prune some and save what you can, or go from, do what you can. And so Loki has a couple of choices to make. So he could either, now that he can just time travel at will, which is also, they don't explain why he's time slipping much either. I guess just from timely, wimely mumbo jumbo or whatever. So basically they're like, oh, you have to kill Sylvia or else we can't save what we have, or just let everything be destroyed. And so Loki has to make that decision. And then he's like, no, I can rewrite the equation. And so basically what happens is he uses his Loki magic and becomes like the god over time, or he oversees the timelines and stuff like that. It was a really cool sequence too. And then you basically see how the show ends is where I guess B-15 is in charge of the TVA, and it's just to more maintain the timeline and I think their main goal is just to like stop Kang variants, which they're probably not going to do that good of a job at. Just FYI, But yeah, and then what was it? Miss Minutes is friendly again for some reason. That was a weird fucking thing. Miss Minutes was like sexually attracted to Victor. That was fucking weird. And that also went nowhere. Ravonna ends up in the void, and it looks like she's being eaten by Eliath, but as the rules of television state, unless you see the dead body, they aren't dead. So what I'm guessing is they kind of showed her looking at like the Sphinx, and we all know that's Ramatut's special Sphinx that was probably pruned. So, so I don't think she's gone. I mean, even then, like a variant will come back or something like that. No one's ever really gone, and then there's still all those Loki variants at the end of time still, too, like Kid Loki or whatever. Are they going to bring Kid Loki into the Young Avengers? Which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so, and then I guess Mobius returns to his old life, Sylvie. And I guess Sylvie's in that life too, I guess. They just, not like together as a couple, but together as friends, And Loki's just, on his throne, glorious purpose, And supposedly that is the end of Loki's story in the MCU, according to Tom Hiddleston on Jimmy Fallon. But just because it's saying someone's story is ended doesn't mean they're not going to return, It's kind of like because I think technically they're like, James Gunn's always been like, Peter Quill's story was finished in, I guess for the most part, in Guardians Volume 2, but he's still around. And they're like, the Star-Lord guy will return, whatever. No. Anyways, though, overall, I described it in the worst way possible, but I do have to say, like, it is the best show. Like, explaining it sounds like fucking dumb. So, yeah, there's the time. If you have to explain time travel to someone, you're going to sound like a fucking idiot. But overall, no. It's from going from Secret Invasion to Loki, literally is Marvel going from the worst thing they've ever fucking made to the best Marvel show. Is it, and that's the thing though, because people always rank by movies, but now like I feel like Loki is a contender in there as well. And yeah, definitely, and like it's definitely a show you didn't know what to think about going in, because like the rumors I remember hearing about what was going on in the show were it was like basically Kang is going to use the Squadron Sinister now to control the TVA or to harass the multiverse, and now the TVA has to go back and stop the Squadron Sinister. And basically the Squadron Sinister, for those of you who don't know, and I'm surprised they haven't really done anything with in a Marvel movie yet, they're basically the same power set as the Justice League, but they're like villains and they're like parodies. I mean, that's the whole point of it, was like they're a parody of the Justice League, but they're villains and stuff like that. And like Henry Cavill was going to play Hyperion, which is basically Superman of that group. So yeah, hopefully they'll bring that back. I think that'd be I think once they start when the main focus of the MCU is going to start being like X-Men and mutants and stuff like that, I think they would be perfect then. Yeah, Sylvie got a new haircut. I know it was like a mullet to be like a very 80s haircut. It didn't look good. I miss I missed that season 1 haircut. They're I don't know. It just looked better to me, in my opinion. I don't know. You know, who do you like, the new Loki Sylvie haircut or the old one? I prefer the old one. Those are like chicks I hang out with have hair like that. But yeah, I'm really curious, you know, in regards to where this will go, and you know, this was part of the multiverse saga because, you know, if you think about the Infinity Saga, you think about like, okay, what movies actually involved, you would say, the Infinity Stones or slash Thanos, you know, at all, you know, you would think like Captain America, maybe the first, I don't think the first Thor, Captain America, the first Avenger, then, I think the Avengers. Do they bring up? Yeah, the Avengers. Then Guardians. First Guardians. A little bit, I guess a little bit, the post-credit scene of Winter Soldier, then Age of Ultron. That used the Mind Stone, and then not even Civil War. Civil War is just important to know that like the heroes split up, you know? Like not every story is involving the multiverse, but this was a multiverse story, you know? And obviously I'm curious where they're going to go from there. I think, I mean, obviously the Marvels had something. We're going to talk about that in a bit involving the multiverse, but I think that next multiverse thing that's officially a multiverse thing coming up is Deadpool 3, and definitely curious about where they're going to go with that. Because the one that's like Marvel parody, and they always have like the 20th Century Fox in the void. So is it going to like parody this or whatever? I'm curious too, because I guess they're going to bring back a lot of the Fox, and then we already know all the Spider-Men are in here too. So yeah, hopefully Marvel has communication. Like I said, I think they can land on their feet with Secret Wars. I'm a definite believer in that. Okay. And now we are moving on to the Marvels. I saw that in theaters, and so I wanted to talk about it. So I guess we're going to put up the timestamp here. Right now is where the timestamp is for you if you need to skip. This part is just a text on the screen, and the text will also be in the bottom, I guess the bottom, the description of this episode too. So it'll just say like skip Marvel spoilers. All right, I think everyone's gone now. All right, time to spoil the movie. So the way, you know, sometimes, you know, with this being work and like having to like schedule out everywhere in between with this to be able to see the movie, between like band rehearsals and teaching and stuff like that, the best time for me to watch this was 4 p.m. Thursday, the day before the release, you know, because we can't do midnight premieres anymore. And so movies, no one's wanting to really go to movies much anymore. And Marvel's really taking a hit because like they're not fully making like the worst content you've ever seen. It's just no one cares enough to go to the theaters, and the strikes just ended. Like both actors and writer strikes just ended. So now they can finally start promoting it. And it's crazy to think that like how much the like actors doing press really actually does help promote movies, because like because you watch, like, remember Secret Invasion, it was garbage, but you didn't have like Sam Jackson going on Jimmy Kimmel or like the rest of the cast going on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff like that because of the writer's strike. And then once the writer's strike ended, but then the actor's strike was still going on, like you couldn't have anyone going in to like promote any movies. And so I think it's a real big thing to say like, hey, I think, you know, these press tours really do help movies a lot for the most part. But I went 4 p.m. on the Thursday, and there were like 5 other guys in the theater, and they all had like similar vibes to me. And we also all know that Brie Larson is the love of my life. And so I think we all figured out that Brie Larson has a type. And that type is of men who are in love with her. And they're guys like, and it's guys like me. So that was not nothing. But yeah, so basically, to sum up the story from what I remembered it, back in the 90s, after the first Captain Marvel movie, Carol decided to go to Hala, which is the planet that the Kree live on. I guess like their home world. They like colonized half the galaxy, but like this is their home world, you know. And they had the Supreme Intelligence, which was like an AI that helped run the whole thing. You know, different cultures. You know, it is how it is. So basically, after Carol decided to go in and just fucking yeet the Supreme Intelligence out of existence, the Kree could just in the next 30 years, the Kree were just not able to function. They're just like, so like they like, I don't know how fucking they had a civil war, and I'm assuming like nuclear weapons could really fuck up a planet. That's why we shouldn't be cool about war, guys. Let's stop the war of things I'm not educated on in a place that I don't want to get demonetized for talking about. So yeah, they did that, and like basically the three things is their air, they couldn't breathe, like their air was not breathable. They didn't have any water, which apparently you need in a plane, even like ocean water, I guess. Like you still need, I guess it helps with oxygen or whatever, or in that breathing and clean drink. I guess you can make clean drinking water out of it. And then their sun was just not, which I don't know how that works. Maybe it was just its time, you know. And let's also not forget that there is a celestial egg inside of this planet too, you know, because all planets are made by celestials, and they put a baby in the planet, and then once it gets a lot of people there, it breaks the planet in half and creates other planets. We forgot about that. We forgot about that part. You know, it's almost like these movies are having a hard time connecting these days. So yeah, basically, Darben, apparently they have the technology to just take like those resources from planets. Like the first planet they took it from was the Skrull colony. Remember how all the Skrulls, remember in Secret Invasion? I know we're all trying to forget it, but remember when Talos was like, so there's Emperor Droge's colony, and then all the other Skrulls are on planet Earth, and we got to see Droge's colony. And also remember in Secret Invasion when they were like, at the end of it, they're like, if you're a fucking Skrull, we're gonna fucking kill the shit out of you. We're gonna like fucking murder you. When the president of the United States was like that. And then remember when a bunch of Skrulls got killed, and then they're like, show's over. And you're like, what? So yeah, now although I guess that every Skrull in the universe is on planet Earth now, because they had Valkyrie, which apparently they spoiled with the previews. I think at that point I stopped watching the trailers and stuff like that. So now every Skrull is on Earth, okay? And they could have made I don't know. So yeah, so then next they're going to this planet that's like all water, and it was like 99 point something % water, and it's like, I feel like they probably have some water to spare. Like Earth is 70%, and even then we're like, if there was a planet that was just like, hey, let's make a trade. Our planet needs water. Your planet probably needs to stay alive. So we could probably make a good trade, and it would help with the global warming thing. Cause I don't know, would eliminating like 20% of the Earth's water, like the ocean water, not like the real water we drink, like would that fuck up our planet, or like would we just be fine? Because I feel like if 50% of the planet's water, I feel like we'll still be fine. Even then, we're like, I think we have more water than we need. And on that planet, they just fucking sing all the time. And they're like, some people were watching it, you're like, the singing planet, like, some people are going to love this, and some people are going to fucking shoot their brains out. Or they're going to be...
When you drink alcohol?
And stuff like that. And yeah, eventually they're going to try to take the Earth's sun. They're all taking the stuff that revolves around Carol because she destroyed the planet. Now they're going to destroy, you know how revenge works. Then eventually, you know how these movies work. Darben rips a hole in space-time, and Monica has to stitch it back up, but it has to be on the other side, which is another universe altogether. Specifically, the universe with Kelsey Grammer's Beast. So we had to get her to that planet because it 'Cause, I mean, like I said, I'm glad because, people thought it was kind of like a cheap thing, but I'm like, we're telling them, they're supposed to be telling like an overarching multiverse story. I feel like if someone has the ability to open a hole in space-time and to other universes, I feel like the multiverse is going to come up. So yeah, that's how the movie ends with Kelsey Grammer's Beast. And Iman Vellani, like I said, perfect choice for Miss Marvel. You can hate this movie as much as you want, but you can't. But if I say Iman Vellani was amazing in that movie, you'd be like, yeah, I agree with you. She's just a perfect choice. You can actually, I mean, she's an actor and she's great, but you'd also like know that she wants to be there, where like, sometimes you get Marvel actors and like, they put in their work, but sometimes, I play gigs too. And like, I don't always want to play every gig I get, but sometimes you do it. And I think she's like writing Miss Marvel comics now, which is rad. They definitely need someone like that doing the comics and stuff like that. Overall, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. If someone gives it a 6 out of 10, I think it's fine. Anything lower or higher than 6 or 7 out of 10, I'm going to say, because this movie, clearly pacing in this movie was off. Clearly there was like some behind the scene dramas, I guess, with it. And so from what it felt like watching the movie, it felt like, so Marvel's strategy is they make the movie, they watch the movie, they figure out what they don't like, what they want to add, what they need to change, yada, yada, yada. And then once they figure that out, they do reshoots. And usually before that, we have to do reshoots of the movie. It means like, oh, this movie probably sucks ass. But like with Marvel, it's like, the movie sucks ass right now, but we can change it. And then they usually make it work out. This movie doesn't feel like they had the opportunity for reshoots. It felt like there was because it felt like they had a good movie, but they did not get all the appropriate things in there to make it a solid movie, if that makes sense. It felt like they just tried to cut together what they had, and they made it work. They made it work with what they had. And like I said, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, I think is a perfect rating. I think Dar-Benn did have good motivations. She's like, like even if I die in this process, like I want to save my world, at least good motivations. I consider this movie overall to be like what to expect out of a Marvel movie, because I feel like what Marvel has been, minus Secret Invasion, because that was just garbage, it's always been like acceptable, amazing. And so we've just been getting a lot of acceptable. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was better than you thought. Everyone just thought, they were upset that Kang died so easy. I'm like, well, I think that's what's making it interesting. If we're going to introduce like 500,000 variants of Kang, I think like, one-on-one, I think Kangs would lose, but they have to realize they have to team up together to work together. And that's also a problem as well. So yeah, but I think this movie leads into Deadpool 3 at least a little bit. It does, because I guess Monica's in the Fox X-Men universe with some changes to it where her mom's in it too. Will this affect Deadpool 3? I don't know, but dude, Kelsey Grammer, I think Kelsey Grammer's a good Hank McCoy, just like an older Hank McCoy. It's like, yeah, he can fuck you up, but he's probably not going to. So overall, don't say the Marvel sucks. If you don't like women, I will tell you this. If you don't like women, you're probably not going to like the Marvels. Just, giving you a little heads up, because there's 3 women leads, and then the villain is also a woman. So if you don't like women, you're probably not going to like the movie. If you do enjoy women, and you think women are good, and they make good content and stuff like that, I do think you'll enjoy it. You'll see the flaws in the movie, but I think you'll overall enjoy it. I think it's definitely 10 times better than Secret Invasion.
How do I breathe?
Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
It is time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where we go over any problems and concerns you have. And I just go ahead and just solve all your problems for you because sometimes you're a kid, life is a nightmare, and...
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
All right, so without further ado...
Let's just jump into it.
What do guys do after jerking?
This is the type of guy you get.
Odd question, but what do men normally do after jerking off? Then the crying emoji. I normally go into my boxers, then just toss them into my laundry bin. Then later into the wash. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said he just rubs his nut into his skin. I was disgusted, but now I'm wondering if anyone else does the same. I don't think that's normal. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I don't know. There's a couple options of what you do. We're talking about jerking off, though. We're not talking about, like, you can't just fucking leave it inside a woman, okay? I don't know. I just fucking wipe it off with a, like, paper towel or some shit, like a tissue maybe. You know, that's all I do, and just Kobe it into the trash can, you know? I've heard about the sock. I've heard people talk about like I'm gonna just jerk off into a sock, and I feel like that really is like. I mean, like to see someone else's cum sock is gross, but in regards to cum management, as I would like to say, it's actually. It's not the worst idea. I don't know. Like, I've also never had like the situation where like I watched that movie like Don John, and like I guess Scarlett Johansson made him jizz in his pants or something like that, and then his like jeans were ruined because they were all like it had like this weird crunchy part to it. I don't know the best way, like stiff, crunchy. You know, I hope you know what I'm talking about. I'm like I've never had cum do that to anything I've ever worn, or even then. I could look up like an old cum tissue or whatever right now and be like, nope, it's not hard. It can leave a stain though. I mean, I guess the boxers aren't the worst thing, but and I guess you're not putting them back on. You know, I've heard some guys that like they'll just put them back on. What should a guy do after jerking off? I don't know. Wipe it off. Actually, the best way for you to jerk off, if you can do this, sometimes you can't get horny when sitting on the toilet. Some guys can, I can't. But if you can just like nut straight into the toilet, because I'm like, if you can flush poo down the toilet, I'm pretty sure you can flush busted nuts. You know? I'm saying I don't even think there's an actual answer. It's like just fucking wipe it off, dude. My parents found out I was looking at porn and I don't know what to do. My dad basically came up to me and asked me to show him my search history. I said no, and after a while, he revealed my mom could see my search history and could tell I was looking at porn. I don't know what to do. This personally feels like an invasion of my privacy. This just happened, so I don't know what's going to happen next. I just need some advice on what to do next. Yeah, I want to know what this conversation with. I wish I could have more conversation. I should set up like a line where I could like call people, but no, I feel like some of these questions are like way too personal. Like I think we need to remain anonymous. Okay, I'm trying to put myself into your dad's shoes. Like I said, I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but if my partner or spouse, I guess you can say, I can say spouse or girlfriend or whatever I have, if they find out our son is looking at porn, and I look at the porn and it's normal, like if it's like something weird. If it's something weird, we're going to a therapist. We're just going to go to a psychologist or something like that. Like, I don't know. I can't deal with that. But if it's just normal porn, what I'll do is we may have to have a talk. I may have to have a talk with him. And I'm like, hey, this is going to be uncomfortable. Let's get through it. If you're going to look at porn on like a shared device, I don't know, unless they're watching you from something else, you need to go into incognito mode. They make that shit, basically 90% of the reason they have that is for porn. Like that's a majority of what it's for. Or in case you want to browse the internet without someone else on the same computer and the same account looking at you. Like that. So I would be like, okay, hey, and then I'd probably have a discussion about like, hey, porn's cool and all, but like you need, I don't know, like treat women with respect and shit like that, you know. Like, I'll give them that talk and stuff like that. So it's not going to be fun, but that's what I would talk about with you. But your dad was just like, yeah, your mom saw your porn history. Mainly I would say, I would just be like, yeah, me as a guy, I'd be like, hey, man, either clear that shit or go into incognito mode. Like you don't have your own device. That makes sense. Like, I don't know what your parents are. I mean, okay, maybe your mom's kind of a bitch. So it sounds like your mom is a bitch and your dad is married to a bitch. Realistically, because like sometimes women are like, he's looking at porn. I'm like, yeah, men look at porn. Okay, it fucking happens. We have so much fucking cum in our balls, and if you don't want to suck it all out, then that's what we have. We're gonna look at porn. It's either like the options are, ladies. Like if you don't like a guy looking at porn, the options are empty. Make sure like you jerk him off 2 to 3 times a day, or you shut the fuck up. Either you have to take that into your own hands or mouth, or shut the fuck up. So, yeah, it sounds like your parents are kind of bitches. So, hopefully you can move out and look at watch porn you want. Don't look at weird porn, though. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. How to approach a woman.
What?
I occasionally visit a law-related workplace for work, and there's a girl there I find cute. I deliver or retrieve paper for my workplace. When I see her, I'd like to get to know her and possibly have a relationship, but I lack experience in approaching strangers for such purposes. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. I'm getting so old, I'm making like loud noise sneezes now. At 25, I'm unsure of her age and feel uncertain about initiating a conversation. Should I approach her? We only interact at her workplace, discussing work-related matters. Unsure if she's interested, wondering how to initiate small talk, considering her busy work environment and proximity to coworkers. Okay, so, yeah, obviously, coworker cutie alert. You know, is it a good idea to date your coworkers? I don't think there's anything wrong with trying. It's just that you have to accept the possibility of, like, if we break up, do I want things to be weird, or am I willing to leave this job? You know, shit like that. So yeah, I think the best way to initiate a conversation with her, and I think, you know, it is definitely something that, like, if you're going up to a stranger, initiating a conversation, it is a little, you do get a little nervous with that, because you never know what the other person is going to respond with back. You know, it's like, the worst thing she can say is no, and then she's like, if me and you were the only people on Earth, I would just burn the planet down instead of being with you. I'm like, God damn. Worst she can say is no. So yeah, I think an idea that you can have is to bring up a couple discussion topics that you can bring up and talk about. If you want to ask her out on a date, the best thing, the thing is that, and yeah, the real hard thing is like figuring out what to do on a date for the most part. That's why I think it's always important to think about, see all the little dumbass fucking adventures City has, and then deciding like, hey, do you want to, and then thinking like, hey, this would be easy to take a chick to, and then you just go up to her and like, hey, you do anything this weekend or in the next 2 weeks? There's this thing. I think I wouldn't mind. You want to go with me? Stuff like that. You know, it's just ask him out. Just ask him out. Ask him to do something with you. That's all it is. And she might say no. She might ghost you, and you just gotta move on. You know, you gotta drink alcohol and move on. That's how it is.
When you drink alcohol?
Big thing I'll say, think about like a couple discussion topics in your head if you just want to initiate small talk and talk about that. I always bring up like Garth Brooks. He comes up everywhere. He's come up so much in my life that people I like never talk to. You know, like there's just people, you see him at like parties or whatever, and then they'll just start bringing up Garth Brooks to me. I think anyone who listens to the show brings up Garth Brooks to me. It's like, so yeah, I was looking at Garth's Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, what'd you see? A lot of dead bodies. A lot of people wishing their family members were back with them. So yeah, it's not as simple. So just think of it. Don't be weird. Bring up some discussion topics, and she might not like you. Could be ugly. So I don't know who you are. My girlfriend decided to end our sex life. I got one for you.
That's rough, buddy.
My girlfriend, raised Catholic, recently deepened her religious practice, leading to her decision to halt our sexual activities. While I respect her faith, I'm struggling to understand and cope with this sudden change. We've been supportive of each other's beliefs, and I've attended Mass with her when possible. Lately, she's become more devoted to her faith, and I've noticed a shift in her attitude towards our intimacy. When I confronted her, she tearfully admitted feeling guilty about the sexual aspect of our relationship and wanted it to stop. I want to support her decision, but I'm hurt and confused, feels sudden, and I wasn't given a chance to discuss boundaries. How can we talk about this? What should I say? Are there compromises, and how do I channel my energies during this time? Okay. You have a big decision to make, my friend. So, and then I think, yeah, this definitely is a big decision. So, let's think about her for a second. So you can't just, you have to think about it in this sense. You can't make like an ultimatum. It's like, it's either fucking me or God, You can't do that because you gotta let her have her things and let you have your things and stuff like that. But you're talking about being in a relationship. So if sex is going to be an important part in a relationship to you, and if it really is, and this idea of her saying like, hey, now that I'm getting back with Daddy God, we can't be having so much premarital sex and stuff like that. And definitely, if you're Catholic, you definitely can't be using birth control. So yeah, you have to think, about that. It's like, how important is, who's more important, her or you busting nuts? And like, to me, if I was in this situation, I'm like, I probably wouldn't, there's not too much I'd get into this because I have that whole religious trauma thing going for me. So I'm like, someone's like, I'm very Catholic. I'm like, ugh. It's like, you're like, because like, at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want, because I would just say no to immediately if you said you were Catholic. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to waste your time. I'm out. Because I'm not going to like have kids with her and then have those kids get molested. I'm like, if I have kids, they are not going near a Catholic church for sure. We're like, and then we're like, why can't I go there, Dad? I'm like, because the guys in there molest children. And even if they say they don't, they work for an organization that supports it and honestly lets men get away with it. So I'm out, and they have some bad beliefs too. I don't like a lot of their beliefs, but they're worse people before their beliefs. So yeah, I think it's just really a deal breaker, and you can't really give her an ultimatum. This is her thing. So I think at the end of the day, you have to sit down and think to yourself, is her giving me blue balls worth it? Do I like her that much? Is she that good? It reminds me of women on OnlyFans. It's like $15 a month to see your nudes. I'm like, are you that? Is this $15 I'm spending to you? Am I gonna get that good of content where, like, it's worth $15? I'm like, are you that hot? Stuff like that. Like, yeah, you have to realize like which one's worth it. And I don't know. I mean, I know what I would say, but like, maybe you're not. Maybe you're a little religious too. I like that. Should I break up with my girlfriend? Dating my girlfriend for 3 years after leaving serious long-term relationships. Red flags including declining physical intimacy blamed on depression and SSRIs. Communication issues persist. I do most of the talking in tough conversations. Haven't met immediate family, only her cousins, no holidays with her family, and minimal interactions with her friends from previous relationships. She's not open about our relationship on social media due to her family being unaware of her bisexuality. Attempts to break up were met with promises of change, making it difficult to end things. While she's cute, sweet, and not malicious, the relationship causes stress, seeking tough love and perspective from you. Okay. So you're saying, so I guess you might be from another country who doesn't speak American. Red flags. I don't think physical intimacy, depression, blaming that on, I don't know. I'm depressed and I get horny. I don't know. Like, I take the pills and it's like, you're like a little less horny, but you're like, your body's like, you need to like chill out, dude. And also, yeah, so there's a lot of, this is just like all red flags here. So, you haven't met her family, okay? You only met her cousin. You haven't spent holidays with her. 3 years. You've been with her for 3 years. And you haven't met her family. Yeah, I think she's cheating on you, dude. Chick. This is. Yeah, dating women is so complicated, dude. You know, dating men is so. I don't know why women have a hard time with men. You're just like, just suck his dick. Like, it's a fucking problem. Like, you have a problem, suck his dick. This is a walking red flag. First of all, she's using her depression as an excuse to not be a good person, which is not how depression works. Depression works where you don't want to do anything. There's a lot. That's not depression. Being a dick to people is not depression. That's just being a dick. So yeah, it sounds like actually kind of sounds like you're cheating. You're getting cheated on. That's me. Especially if someone's like, I don't want to meet your family. If like they're like, you're like, you know, and it's not like a reason for it, you know. They're just like, you're just like, yeah, like, you know, sometimes you meet someone's like, why come I've never met your family? I'm like, well, truth is, I'm not in contact with my family anymore. You know, they're kind of assholes. And they're like, okay, that works for me. No one really decides, like, it's a tough decision to be like, I'm going no contact with my parents, you know? It's like a very, like, shit has had to have gone down if that's the case. So, you should break up and, I think there's you can make a list of things like the reasons why we're breaking up. And don't get emotional with it. Just be logical with it. Like, just think about it logically in your brain and write that stuff down. Like, just say you blame your depression and not anti-anxiety, your antidepressants on your bad attitude. You continually don't go out of your way to not communicate well. I've never met your family and you don't give me a reason why. You've never, post about it on social media, at least to an extent where it's like, I have nothing to hide, but I'm also not going to post my love life on social media, you know? And stuff like that. Like, you could just say that, you know, just like list off those things. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, this is just stuff I can't do. And like, you say you're going to change and you don't. We just gotta, you know, things gotta end, you know? And it's not, they're never easy conversations, but they have to happen.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Okay. How do I approach my boyfriend about his body odor? My boyfriend and I have been together for years, and we spend most of our time together. Recently, he's developed pretty bad body odor out of nowhere. It's never been like this, and it's making me feel less attracted to him, and it's definitely affecting our sex lives. I feel like it is affecting it so much that he's starting to notice that something is off. I've been wanting to bring it up, but I'm really anxious about hurting his feelings. We've both gained a bit of weight, and so I know he already feels self-conscious about it. Nothing really besides the weight gain has changed, and it's just his junk region that smells. How can I bring this up to him gently so that I don't hurt his feelings, or at least only hurt them minimally? So me and other teachers have been talking about this a lot at school, and like, you know, I think about it, you know, I just substitute. So I just think about like bringing deodorant and soap in, you know, like, you know, some kids have, it's not like kids can't afford it. It's like their parents are just shit, you know, they don't buy that shit for them. So you're like, here's this, but you also don't want to like embarrass a kid either. And like, here's some deodorant for you. Please use it now in front of the whole class, you know? So stuff like that. The thing is, you talk about you don't want to hurt his feelings, but here's my big life advice, and I think this is kind of, I know a lot of parents have to deal with this, especially if you have boys. They're like, at some point, your boys are just going to start smelling bad, and they're just not going to want to do anything about it. And what really changes, well, for a boy, you know, the best way to get a boy, especially a young boy, to start, you know, really start working on their hygiene is when, like, you know, I guess now kids are gay. So back in the day, kids used to not be gay, but now they're gay. But you know, for the straights out there, it's like boys will usually start like, you know, wearing deodorant and, you know, at least trying to shower and do their best when they start getting interested in girls and when they start impressing girls. You know, I think that was like 5th grade for me, and that's when I started. I remember the first time. Dude, I had to be like 4th grade, 5th grade. Dude, this is disgusting. So just keep in mind, I was like 9, 10. I was 9, 10, 11. And basically, I guess I just rinsed my body off. I guess maybe it may have used soap, or I don't think I did. But one time I washed my hair and washed my body off, and I just watched it was just, the water was brown, not poo brown, but like dirt brown, just going into like the drain. I'm like, that for me, I was like, whoa, like I need to start doing this regularly, just shit like that. And then I started doing that, and that, you start talking to girls, and so. With all that being said, what I'm trying to tell you is the best way to get a boy or a man or a he, him, to start, really taking care of their hygiene, especially from a young age, starting to get them, is by bullying. Guess what? You can bully someone over body odor. You know why? Because body odor, for the most part, is a choice. Soap is cheap. Deodorant is cheap. It's not the best deodorant, but it works, and it gets the job done. I had to buy like a big ass box, like a multi-pack box of soap for my mom. She sends them to like kids, like Operation Christmas Child. I don't know if they're good or not, but we're sending them soap. It's like, we can send them, like, I'll buy you soap too, like if that's a problem. But yeah, definitely, and it's okay. I definitely think like it's okay to bully. I don't know, for like guys and each other, it's okay to bully each other on things that someone can change and something that someone definitely does need to change. Like if you're not tall, like making fun of someone for not being tall, it's like, well, what are they gonna do? What am I gonna do? What are they gonna do? Like if you make fun of like, your friend for being like gaining a couple pounds, they can do something, but they can lose weight. Obviously, it takes a lot of discipline, but they can lose weight. For men, like we have to bully each other and stuff like that. Or ladies, I'm not saying bully men. I'm just saying like, oh, you smell gross. If you say that to men, we will. That's like one thing that will cut to the core of a real man. They'll just be like, oh my God, I don't want to smell bad again. And I get worried about myself smelling bad. I'm walking through like school hallways. I'm like, God damn, is that me? I'm like, nope, not me. And so, yeah, so basically what you have to do, if it's just this junk that smells bad, what you do is go down, smell, take a big sniff, and like, yeah, you need to wash that. And guess what? If you're offering oral sex to a man and you tell him you need to wash your junk, they're going to go ahead and wash their junk, or like they need to, or like brush your teeth, or else I'm not going to touch your wiener. Men will do that. Men will just start doing it. Men will do that. So bullying and rewards and stuff like that. All right, last question we got here. She is in a relationship but attracted to me. Close friend in an open relationship. We share a history and attend parties together. She often compliments my good heart and initiates exclusive physical contact. Hugs, hand-holding, kisses. She confides in me about her troubled relationship and mentions being attracted to another friend. Recently, after a party, we got intimate in a taxi. When discussed, she said she didn't want anything to stand between us, clarifying it wasn't bad, but possibly an exaggeration. Despite her relationship issues, she emphasizes not wanting a barrier in our friendship. Unclear if it's attraction or emotional support. A direct conversation about feelings and boundaries is crucial for clarity. Okay. So yeah. Wait. Did you guys fuck? Did we clarify? You said you got intimate. Like, see, people, you gotta be more specific. Be like, she was deep throating me, so you can be more specific about that. Basically, like I said, you're friends, and that's the problem. Is like sometimes you care about your friends, and that's my Achilles heel is my friends. I will fucking bury bodies for you, fucking Josh. I'm so fucking mad at Josh. Like, I have pretty thick skin, but Josh said I would fucking call me a narc, and I'm that is the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me, for real. I think that might be worse than the time a girl in 7th grade lost a bet and had to ask me out. That is just some fucking deep trauma right there. I think Josh calling me a narc is probably worse than that. But yeah, no. Back to the topic at hand. So yeah, if she's in a relationship, I would suggest do not catch feelings for this bitch, because this is a red flag walking. So, I mean, if you guys just want to fuck, friends with benefits, when you do that. But if you're starting to get feelings or whatever, which it sounds like she doesn't want to break up with her old boyfriend and wants an emotional relationship with you and then like a sexual one with him maybe. But if I was her fucking, my best advice would be just, have fun with the sex, but like don't, remember like she is not a good person if she's willing to cheat on her partner like this, like, and she's not willing to have those tough conversations, that suck, that we all have to do, and they all suck. And if she's not willing to do that, like, it just sounds like she's not a good person, hasn't figured out how to be a good person, so. And with all that being said, that's how we're ending today's episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Thank you all so much for checking out the show today. Follow me on social media under @TheSchweezy, and then my music under Schweezy, Cash App, PayPal. Definitely check those out. Help us out. Make sure you're pressing that thumbs up button. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you're leaving comments. Leaving us reviews. Just help us out and all the free shit you can do, so I can be like,
And I really like that.
so honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.